Hey, my name's Alex. You know, New Year's Eve has always been a time for celebration, right? Everyone's out there with their fireworks, clinking glasses, and making resolutions that probably won't last a week. But there's this one New Year's Eve that I can't shake off, and it's been haunting me ever since. It happened a few years ago, back when I was still living in my hometown. Small place, everyone knew each other, and the biggest event of the year was the New Year's Eve party at the community center. It was like a tradition. Families would gather, and the whole town would come alive with laughter and music. Now, I was around 20 at the time, and like any other young adult, I was more excited about the party than anything else. My friends and I had plans to meet up, share a few laughs, and just enjoy the last moments of the year. Little did I know things were about to take a turn for the eerie. The community center was decked out with sparkling lights and decorations, creating this cozy yet vibrant atmosphere. As the clock ticked closer to midnight, the excitement in the air was noticeable. You could feel the energy building up, the anticipation of a new beginning. But you see, there was this strange vibe that I couldn't quite put my finger on. Maybe it was just my imagination playing tricks on me, or maybe not. I remember standing in the crowd scanning the room for my friends, and that's when I noticed her. A woman standing by the entrance, looking lost. Dark hair, pale skin, and this distant look in her eyes. I couldn't resist the urge to go over and ask if she was okay. She mumbled something about losing her friends and not knowing anyone at the party. So, being the Good Samaritan, I decided to stick with her until we could locate her friends. We weaved through the dancing crowd, searching for any familiar faces. The clock struck midnight and the cheers erupted around us. But instead of celebrating, my mind was preoccupied with finding this woman's friends. It was a weird feeling, like I was caught between the joy of the moment and an unsettling unease. As we wandered deeper into the crowd, the atmosphere seemed to shift. Laughter became hushed whispers and the music took on an eerie undertone. I remember feeling a chill down my spine, a nagging sense that something was off. The woman beside me clutched her purse, looking around nervously. And then, without warning, the lights flickered and dimmed. Panic rippled through the crowd. People exchanged uneasy glances. My heart pounded in my chest as I tried to make sense of the situation. Was it just a technical glitch? Or was there something more sinister at play? In that moment, the woman I was with tightened her grip on my arm. I could sense the fear in her eyes, mirroring my own. The room plunged into darkness, and for a moment, time stood still. The party, the celebration, everything was shrouded in a suffocating silence. But then emergency lights flickered to life, casting an eerie glow on the bewildered faces around us. The woman I was helping suddenly froze, her gaze fixed on something in the shadows. I followed her line of sight and saw it, a figure standing at the edge of the room, cloaked in darkness. As the emergency lights revealed more details, I felt a knot tighten in my stomach. The figure was wearing a tattered, old-fashioned suit, its face obscured by the shadows. It just stood there, unmoving, like a specter from another time. Fear gripped the crowd, whispers of unease spreading like wildfire. People started moving towards the exits, desperate to escape whatever was unfolding. The woman and I joined the hurried retreat, glancing over our shoulders to ensure we weren't being followed. Once outside, under the cold night sky, the panic began to subside. The distant sounds of sirens echoed in the air as the emergency lights continued to flicker inside the community center. My friends found me in the chaos, and we exchanged bewildered glances. To this day, I can't explain what happened that New Year's Eve. Was it a bizarre coincidence, a technical glitch, or something more supernatural? The woman I helped vanished into the crowd, and I never saw her again. The town, once vibrant with celebration, now had an unsettling air hanging over it. I've replayed that night in my mind countless times, trying to make sense of the inexplicable. And every New Year's Eve since, I find myself haunted by the memory of that shadowy figure and the strange, unsettling energy that enveloped us. Maybe it was just a one-time event, a blip in the cosmic timeline. Or maybe there are forces at play that we can't comprehend. Whatever it was, that New Year's Eve left a permanent mark on me, a chilling reminder that sometimes in the midst of celebration, we may unknowingly tread into the unknown. Back in the weave of college chaos and the uncertain steps into adulthood, let me walk you through a New Year's Eve that left an indelible chill. It was a few years ago, and my name is Jordan. The plan was simple. We'd gather at Jake's place, a modest New Year's celebration with friends, music, and the hopeful anticipation of a fresh start. The evening started as expected, with laughter and music filling the air. But as the clock neared midnight, there was a subtle shift in the atmosphere. Amid the countdown cheers, my attention was drawn to a stranger who seemed out of place, lingering near the entrance. In the midst of the festivities, I dismissed it as someone who had wandered into the wrong party. Little did I know, that stranger would become the harbinger of a night we'd never forget. As the night wore on, people started leaving, and only a handful of us remained, winding down in the dimly lit living room. It was around 1 a.m. when the festive spirit gave way to an unsettling tension. A blood-curdling scream echoed through the apartment, piercing through the upbeat music that had played just moments before. We raced to the source of the sound, finding Emma, Jake's roommate, visibly shaken, her trembling finger pointing towards the kitchen. There, bathed in the dim glow of the refrigerator light, stood the stranger from earlier, now wielding a gleaming knife. Panic surged through us as he lunged forward, catching us off guard. In the chaos that ensued, Jake bore the brunt of the attack. The metallic taste of fear lingered as he crumpled to the floor, blood staining the tiles beneath him. The intruder, fueled by some dark intent, seized the opportunity and fled through the back door, leaving behind a scene of confusion, pain, and a chilling realization of vulnerability. We dialed 911 in a frantic panic, the wailing sirens of approaching police cars providing a shred of relief. The paramedics arrived, attending to his wounds and whisking him away to the hospital. The police combed the area, but the assailant had vanished into the night, leaving behind a cloud of uncertainty. Days turned into weeks, and the incident lingered in our minds like a malevolent ghost. Jake's physical wounds healed, but the emotional scars ran deep. The police investigation revealed that the stranger was a wanted criminal with a violent history. The randomness of the attack haunted us, a stark reminder that danger could infiltrate our lives without warning. Every New Year's Eve since then has been tinged with a somber reflection on the thin line between celebration and tragedy. The scars, both seen and unseen, serve as a constant reminder that the ordinary can quickly transform into the extraordinary, often in the most chilling of ways.